Nice to meet you, Boris. Thanks to come to the place. Can you explain us a little bit and shortly why you do this and what are the most technical difference between clean flight and Betaflight right now?
Well, I actually, when I started flying, I did this for hobby. I just fly, nothing, you know. I wasn't doing developing software, but I'm a software developer. I do some stuff for my job, my daily job. Okay. And after a while, I was annoyed by some stuff. I was missing some features, some things in clean flight. So I went to developing. I decided to jump in, and it's open source anyway. I was thinking that it's a flight controller, so we need to we need to focus more on the flight performance. And as I was a pilot myself, well, I did some research and I found some interesting things to improve flight stability, and I wanted to introduce that, but it was quite tricky to do that without a huge test group. I gave this firmware to a couple of friends, some good pilots around the world I knew, and they liked it, and that's how all started actually.
Which is the most important thing in all the hardware we can choose?
Yeah, so if you're a typical acro flyer, you like flying acro, you don't care about the accelerometer, is a lot of floating point math, and that limits you to use your flight controller in the optimal way. So if you're a typical acro flyer, you would be good with an F1 board, and you don't need all those serial ports.
And what is the relationship between your code and the new firmware from the ESC? Because I saw that you developed a part to flash the ESC.
There's some other guys, they just developed this. It's open source and they just put it in my code. Before flashing ESCs was a pain to do. You need to unsolder. So nobody was actually doing this. You just put the ESCs like they were. If it flies fine, and you never flash it. But now it's just very simple to connect it to the PC and read out the stuff. Some guys developed that. It was really needed because this ESC software is also getting improved and getting better and better, and there are some settings you can tweak.
What will be the next big thing?
That's going to be much easier. You're going to get more ready-to-fly quads, which will be able to fly like all these self-built quads. It's going to be more accessible for regular persons who start with this hobby. I think the next big thing will be more integration into the hardware. I don't think the software is going to get, going to be much better. That's not going to make any revolution, big steps. It's more up to, I think, bringing it all together. It's timing system, there's FPV, there's VTX, there's a lot of hardware around our flight controller, which can be more, where you can get more interaction with it. For example, like for the races, it would be really nice if there would be a timing system, or Immersion RC have it in the VTX, which is great. You see, it's a VTX, but it's also used for the timing system. Those kind of things. I think that's going to evolve much further than just the flight controller. There are already much flight controllers around.
Well, are you going to work on hardware?
Well, I recently was. I don't know. If I find something new, something really what can change the world, I'm definitely going to work on that. It may not be Betaflight, but it may be something completely else. We'll see.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you.